My position on foreign policy obviously has economic ramifications, and that is, if you don't fight wars that are undeclared, there's not very many wars are going to be fought if I'm president, I'll tell you what. And the president does have authority to move the troops. There's some things I'd be very, very cautious to make sure that Congress acts responsibly and put pressure on them to do it. But when it comes to troop movements, the president has the authority to move the troops. It's no declared war. So guess what I would do? I would bring the troops home. Yeah. They asked me the other day on TV, how long would that take? I said, as soon as we could get the ships there. But just think of what would happen, even without, you don't, put everybody out of the military, but what you do is you bring them home. Just think how many dollars would be spent here. Germany likes us over there because we spend millions and millions of dollars, and over the years, billions of dollars. So we have troops there, we have them in the Middle East, we're in Japan, we're in South Korea, and we incessantly spend all this money overseas. And if I thought for a minute that it would make us weaker, I would reconsider it. But I am convinced that us meddling and being in so many places contributes to arguments of why we're at a point now that we have to change our foreign policy. And I think that's happening. I have sensed it. I mean, compared to 4 years ago, doing campaigning and debates, the attitude was different, but the American people are waking up and they realize that it makes no sense for us to continue to do this.
You made this one in 2006?
Yeah, I took it to Postville.
What's the other side say?
And of course, the other side of Ashland is mine too. The other side. That's Ashland's side there.
She's an artist.
She is.
I was always against this. Not letting it happen. I was a senior in high school when it happened. That was my senior year of high school. 10 years ago.
So what happened?
Already.
What do you remember?
I remember my classmates. Well, I didn't have first period, so by the time I came for second period, the first period already hit. And Kennedy, 1500 students, man, that hallway, that foyer, the front was all just empty. I didn't know anything had happened yet. I first rolled out of bed and came to school. And as I'm coming out of the car, I can hear a report on the radio. We're getting reports to the planes at the World Trade Center. I come in, there's nobody in the hallway, nobody in the exit. They're all in the TVs around the classroom. Everybody. So I went in my second period class, I was about ready to start. And everybody's sitting down, we're kind of discussing what's just happened. We're thinking, oh, accident, somebody's a dumbass. This sucks, those poor people. And I'm watching the TV, and they're kind of watching the teacher, and I can see the second plane starts to come across the screen. I remember howling out for everybody to look, and like everybody's head whipped around right as the second plane hit the tower, and you can see the whole room just kind of go.
But the key to it is understanding and protecting liberty. It protects you in your school values, it protects homeschooling, it protects you in your religious values and church values, and understanding the limited role for government to protect markets, to protect sound money and contracts and property rights. This is what the government is supposed to be doing. And at the same time, it means that the government is restrained from fighting these undeclared, unwinnable, constant wars that are bankrupting us. If we accept that whole package of what individual liberty is all about in the tradition of America, not accepting the idea that we go back to some dark age. Freedom is a new idea, it's been barely tested, but we go back at least to when we had a fair amount of it and an understanding and build on that. I don't doubt for a minute that we can come out of this rather quickly. Just like an individual, if they declare bankruptcy, they might have a bad year. But if they go back to work and work hard and can keep what they earned, we could work our way out of this. But unfortunately now, our government is doing the opposite. So I ask you to consider these views very seriously. Hopefully you can join me in this campaign.